but so long as the loader is there, the shotgun blasts outweigh the losses that we take from friendly fire. How you actually load these breech loading cannons is kind of cool, and it's also incredibly dangerous, by the way. What you have to do...
Sir! Our general is under attack!
No, he's not. You would have to get a stick, you would have to clear out the breach, then you would have to put a damp mop into the cannon to get out all of the tinder, or I don't know what it's called, the slightly like the charred wood that's not burning but it's still red. And then you would have to put down gunpowder, then a rag, and then a cannon shot, and then you'd have to stuff all of that down, and then you'd be able to fire. There's a lot of stuff about the development of the cannon there, and it's really rather interesting. The Irish Legion assembled, yeah, there we go. They'll move up. Yeah, but the problem with that is that in theory it sounds pretty easy, right? It sounds like it would take a long time, but the actual process would have been easy. But the thing is that if you were an artilleryman and you were the loader, if there was still any little bit of flammable or flaming powder inside the gun after it fired, you would effectively be loading, a cannonball with propellant into a gun that may or may not fire during any time. So with that said, the people there were under a lot of pressure to load those guns reliably well under fire, because they would lose some limbs either way. Alright, so the battle in the middle of this map is complete. These conscripts can then march forward. The artillery guys can... Sorry, selecting these guns are horrendously difficult. They can stop, and they can pull back. Ooh, there are cavalry inside the city now. That's interesting. Anyhow, we'll be able to get rid of their flanks like that. And over here on this side, we can pull our guys back. Get a large sort of French troops, and we can send them there. And I'd say this battle's going fairly well. These cannons really need to shut off. I think I already gave them the order to turn off, but yeah. We'll turn them off. Cannons are effectively done for now. They don't need to shoot anymore. And now, surge, Irishmen, surge into the enemy's lines. Oh crap, they're being chased by Cav.
Our men are running, sir!
Oh, but we've destroyed this group of musketeers, so that's good. Alright, so there we go. One brawl develops over there, and now we have to start a new one. So yeah, during my playtime for this game, I mean, I've always put I've always tried to put infantry inside trees, simply because I feel like it helps lower the casualty rates, but in all honesty, I'm not really sure if that does anything. There are infantry are fighting up there. I feel like Napoleon can sort of surge onto the battlefield, because these Irishmen do need some help if the cavalry form a little square around them. Yeah. Irishmen will fight for a long, long time, though. They're pretty good. And in the meantime, the Cav can then skirt around and break the enemy wherever they can. These guys are landwehr, so they're militia once again. Land defense is the translation for it. So they should be broken as soon as the cavalry land into them. Yeah, 50 casualties so far. 60, 70, whatever. They really toned down. Yeah, these Total War games, they have really lax cavalry charges, so they're not going to be as deadly as the ones we see in Roman Total War. So with that said, I mean, for the longest time, I didn't use the cavalry simply because they just weren't that effective. But at least we'll be able to drive right through those guys like that. And let's move up on the battlefield. So we'll get those troops to reassemble. Over here we can search through the town again and use it as a flanking place. So then our main line over here will try to pin down the enemy. Our cavalry will try to surge behind the enemy. And we'll try to break their right flank over here. Napoleon should get his butt to the front over here. And let's see, the militiamen are still fighting for God knows who long. Who knows how long. You have one unit of militiamen, that's only a single
Our men
guy
are
left.
running, sir!
That's probably the Irish breaking, is it? The conscripts following the Irishmen. Yeah, these Irishmen are pretty tough. They can go through a lot of stuff. And the good thing is that we can build an unlimited amount of them, so long as we have only 2 brigades of them. See if our counter charge can beat theirs. I think France used a lot more of Lancer cavalry than the ones over here. These guys are, well, they're hussars and they're Cheshire's cheval, so they're a mix of mounted light infantry and regular horse cav. This gun battery can turn back on and start firing on that flank.
Our men are running, sir!
Okay, so there we go.
Our men are running, sir!
We really need to overwhelm this side of the enemy's troops and then switch over. So I'll try to just intermix our cavalry with this Landwehr unit to really destroy it fast. And the idea behind the cavalry charges is I think that the infantry pins down the other infantry and then you send the horses behind. So then the infantry are too busy to do anything. Try doing that here.
Our men are running, sir!
Napoleon needs to rally his troops, so hopefully that'll bring them back. And we'll try to flank them over there. We'll just turn the human meat grinder on, really, and just try to smash our guys right into them. Yep, human meat grinder right here, just infantrymen getting thrown into each other all along the line. Huge surges of infantry. Like, typically, yeah, melees would just form like this and the troops just brawl on forever. So what we plan on doing is that here, we'll get the cav to split up into smaller portions to chase down all the infantrymen, and that should finish them off. The rest of the cavalry will give them some rest and then we'll send them back into the fight here. Now, in the
Our
meantime,
men are running, sir!
this blob needs to be contained. And where is the old guard? What is the old guard doing? Okay, I found the old guard with some National Guard troops, and we're going to send these guys in. Try to get into this little gap here between the enemy's lines and our own lines, and we'll try to send them in to do something. Actually, here's what I'll do. National Guard militiamen are better than standard militiamen, so they should be able to help us out over there on the militia front. And the old guard, we'll send them in the middle. And the old guard inside this game actually have this demoralizing effect in that they frighten the enemy units, so hopefully as they just run through here, they'll be able to change the sway of the battle enough. The old guard in real life, I mean, I don't think they've actually ever routed once, except for at the Battle of Waterloo, in which they were sort of decommissioned by the fact that it's kind of weird. In the fact that they were sort of eliminated in one part, and the second thing was that the regime kind of fell. So there, we'll send them in like that.
Our men are running,
have
sir!
Pretty tough troops considering that they're all fairly decently veteran. And we'll get the rest of the army to move up here. Now it's just blob versus blob. Our troops are starting to keep up with these guys, so I'm not particularly worried. We need to get right into the back lines of the enemy here, though. We have a cavalry coming into the actual fight, so that's good. That should tie down these musketeers for a little while.
Our men are running, sir!
Alright, there we go. I feel like, yeah, now we have the battle under control. Yeah, there was a minute there where I thought we may have lost. But yeah, now it's fine. Now we're really starting to smash through these guys. Speaking of which, these cavalry units actually appear to be quite difficult to kill.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Alright, so that should handle that. I'll get some of these hussars to actually go around and finish off this first brigade of musketeers. Oh, by the way, musketeers are no different than line soldiers. So like our fusiliers are the line. With that said, the terms are interchangeable. Until this point, I thought only the Russians actually used
the men are
fusiliers,
fatigued,
so
sir,
that's
and must rest a while.
Let's see what is happening right now. Cavalry is very tired. out the old guard into the enemy's general unit. And as soon as that breaks, hopefully the enemy will break here. How are we doing over here? Yeah, cavalry is only really good when they're able to isolate little groups of infantrymen and just kind of get them
The men
like
are
that.
fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
But once that does happen, it's fairly easy to just kind of pick them off. So now over here... Yeah, in all the other Total War games, before Rome 2, the cavalry was just really sluggish. So that's kind of why you don't see me using them all too much. Okay, there we go. Managed to pick off the enemy's general. That's good. And break these little people over here. These Chaval Leguers, they're able to actually hold off for quite a long time. But now that they're generals,
The men are
yeah, it
fatigued,
looks like
sir,
they fled.
and must rest a while.
So that's good. There we go. One more victory for France. And that will open up another alternate route into Prussia and into the into Belgium and Holland and area too. So that's going to be good. Another victory. All of our troops hopefully have survived. Oh my god, do we actually have a unit of just one guy now? That'd be actually pretty cool. So let's see, we're just going to occupy this place, rebuild the barracks, and now we have, do we actually have a one unit army now? No, it's not here. Oh, that would have been kind of cool. So there we go, we've broken the enemy there, and I think we'll call it a day. So we won over Dresden, Saxony and area. Next day, I think we'll win over Breslau and area. And from there, I think the army of Devalt will be ready, so he'll be able to actually smash through Holland and area. So, anyhow, I'll see you guys then next time we continue fighting for France in Napoleon Total War II.